Alright everybody, what's happening? It's your boy Jesse here. Welcome back to another video. Day 2 of these two computers. If you haven't seen day 1, be sure to check that out on my previous video. So where we last left off, I was trying to create Windows 10 installation media on this SSD, but unfortunately we had catastrophic failure. So my guess is what happened was someone told me that these SATA IDE to USB adapters are not meant for SSDs, and they're meant for HDDs only. And I think what had happened was this had, excuse me, it had overheated or whatever, and that's what messed it up. So I'm going to see if it'll even recognize it, because I should have used the SD card in the first place, but that gets kind of complicated because, or I mean, you could use a flash drive too. The only flash drive I have is a 4 GB, which that's not enough. It has to be at least 8 GB or higher. And I mean, I do have a SD card, USB to SD card, whatever it's called, adapter. But I have 2 SD cards, but they're kind of in use right now. So one of them is in use for the Nintendo Wii, which is in the living room for like mods and whatnot, and the other one is just, the other card has all my backup music on in case I lose all my audio files. So I'm going to turn this on and see what it will do. I'm going to see if it'll recognize it. Nope. But the light, let me turn the flash off for a moment. You see the light is constantly blinking, and it is not showing up. I was actually in the process overnight on trying to delete all the files. It was almost done deleting, but for whatever reason the drive decided to stop responding, and yeah. That's why they call it Western defective. So, and now when I go to edit the videos, I can't really do anything about editing them on this SSD. That's it, that's in this laptop. I'm not going to show what files I have on it, so don't ask. So I do have this Seagate Barracuda Pro. I've had this for a couple years now. It's actually doing a really good job. It's lasting longer. I do also have a Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte HDD, but that decided it wanted to degrade too soon. Pretty much the same thing with this one. This was the drive out of my nephew's old PC, which is, out of commission now because the power supply broke. And unfortunately, you can't find a replacement for it on Amazon. I've looked. So, yeah, so this drive is, I mean, it will detect it eventually. It just takes a long time. But yeah, this drive is degraded, which is very unfortunate. So this is the only backup drive I have, because like I said, the 2 terabyte HDD is degraded. Or there was a 60 gigabyte SSD SATA 2 that's in one of those computers down there. I was doing it testing purposes for installing Windows 7 on, but it worked. Let me actually show you what computer I'm talking about. This one on the left here. Excuse all the mess, but still, it would not recognize SATA. The BIOS would not recognize SATA 3, but it would recognize SATA 2 for whatever reason. So I guess it's probably due to that computer not being new enough to support SATA 3, which makes sense. And also, even though I put a SATA 2 SSD on it, it still claims that it's a HDD when it's not. So that, like I said, it's an older computer, so no surprise. Somehow it runs Windows 10. Same with the Dell Inspiron. I think it's a 560. It also somehow runs Windows 10, even though this computer's from 2010. So, yeah, so the OS is going to have to be reloaded anyways. Thankfully, it still has the OEM, like the recovery partition on it, so that way you can go back to, the OEM, whatever you want to call it. But unlike my Acer Nitro 5, on the other hand, I messed up the OEM, sadly, because I used the Windows 10 installation media on a PC that you should not use it on if you have a PC that's pre-built or pre-installed with Windows 10, because that definitely messed up the OEM, and that was my fault. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think this drive's going to be recognized. If it does, it's going to take a long time. But the strangest thing is, I forgot I don't have my mouse hooked up to this laptop. Strangest thing is, yeah, you see how it had a delay refresh in there? Like, if I try to open up any other program, well, it depends. Like, say if I go to Control-Alt-Delete, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, okay, so it did it that time, but sometimes it won't. Like, the whole thing freezes is what I'm saying. Like, you get what I mean. But yeah, this drive is not recognizing. If I click on, I just tapped on that, it has a delay. Nothing. Yeah, so it's very unfortunate. I almost had all those files on it, delete it, and I was gonna try to reset the capacity size, because it claimed it was a 32 gigabyte, which I know that's not right. I was gonna reset the capacity, or reset the partition. You get what I mean. But that never did happen last night. So, anyways, enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and get this Dell Inspiron 560 booted up for today. Oh, did I leave my keyboard on? Or maybe I turned it on off camera. I don't know. So, monitor. I did leave these plugged in. And power. That hard drive had that hard drive spun up. See, that hard drive in there spins up way quicker than the Dell Ultiplex 780 hard drive does. Because that hard drive in that Dell Ultiplex 780, it takes a little bit longer to spin up. So on Windows 10, it should be running a little bit faster now that I got rid of some of those junk programs. But it's still abnormal. A little abnormal, I should say. But like I've said on day one, I'm not used, because I've been using SSDs so long, I'm not used to the slowness on HDDs. Yeah, it says, please wait. I did not connect the internet on this PC in case there were potential malware or viruses, so that was a smart move. But what really disappoints me is that they don't delete all their personal information or do a recovery, as I was saying. Sorry about the interruptions. The reason why I keep pausing is that clock over there. I did a video of it somewhere on my channel, so be sure to check that out. But that clock really needs an overhaul at this point. For those who haven't seen day one, unfortunately, it did come with a wireless mouse and keyboard, but it's missing the adapter that works on it. So, even though I cleaned it up, but again, like I said, it doesn't work because it's missing an adapter. I have not booted up the HP Pavilion PC yet. I'm going to do that later on in the video, or maybe day 3, it depends. So yeah, it's booting up pretty decent here, a lot better than what it did, running disk cleanup. Some programs are refusing to remove because something about it requiring internet file or some mess, I don't know. It won't even get rid of the LG phone driver, nor the Chromium, I don't know. It won't get rid of that for whatever reason, probably because it's got to require internet. I did put the Belleric Advisor, which again, that's a good program to use in case you forget what your Windows product key is, or like say Microsoft Office product key. You can open that and you could write down your product key, so that way if you do reinstall Windows and if it prompts you for a product key, you can just do that. But it probably won't have to do that for this computer, because if it's already have an OEM on it, you may not have to use a product key. But I did write it down just in case. So, and also, yeah, this SSD over here it's done, because usually it would have probably recognized by now, but and it's not. Sometimes it will recognize it, sometimes it won't, but it appears to be that's not going to be recognizable. So we'll just kill power to that. I'm just going to get rid of this solid state drive. It's a shame, though. That's why they call it Western defective, guys. Get on out of here. I'll throw that away later. Oh, see, now that pops up, but it's too late. I already turned it off. So that's what my guess what happened. The drive had overheated and caused it to fail. Like, it was almost done creating the media, but it was stuck on 91%. And things just, that's when the drive decided it had enough of that mess. Yep, so that's gonna be my temporary drive, so I can edit videos on and whatnot. Power supply fan on this PC really needed oiled, but unfortunately the oil plug is not what I thought it was, so oiling it was unfortunately impossible. So I did try to put a couple drops in it, but like I said, the fan still spins, it's just kind of dry, Also, the thermal paste needs replaced in this PC, but I don't have any on hand. It's no surprise considering this this PC is from 2010. It was a bunch of dust that I had to blow out, which I did not show on video. I had to blow it out with a leaf blower because my air compressor is broke right now, so yeah. But anyways, I'm going to have to come up with some backup plan on how I'm gonna, on how I'm gonna create the Windows 10 installation tool on. I guess I'm just going to have to pull that SD card up the Nintendo Wii, and I'll just have to reinstall the mods and whatnot on that card for the Wii. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, I'm back, and this is what I already talked about this on a day one video, but I've had this flash drive since middle school. And yeah, it's a 4 gigabyte, that's not gonna fly. I also have a 16 gigabyte SD card, SanDisk. Also, this is Walmart brand, ONN that is, 32 gigabytes. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this SD card alone, because it has, like I said, it has all my music on it, and it's going to take a long time just to copy and paste my music back to it. So, and I'll format this SSD, and then try to install the Windows 10 installation media on it. Also, because the Acer Nitro 5 has no SD card reader, you're going to have one of these. This is a SD or micro SD to USB adapter. So it has USB-A and micro USB. So, yeah. I'm going to actually go and unplug this for now. Because, like I said, I'm going to need it later to edit all these videos on, since I'm not uploading all in one. Yeah, I could use the Samsung video editor. The problem is, it will not, if you try to combine multiple videos in one, it won't save us 60 frames per second. So, yeah. Alright, we're going to plug this in. And it should recognize it. It just had what it has. That's just all the stuff for like the Nintendo Wii. You probably don't have to format it. You can just delete it. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. So there's really no need to format it, I don't think. It says 29.5 gigs. That's, very common. It doesn't show the actual the actual size. It shrinks a little bit. Very common. So, alright, let's try to create the Windows 10 installation media. Okay, I just launched it. It should open up. Yep, here we go. Well, while this is going, I should be doing a recovery on this PC, which I'm going to do here in just a little bit after I get finished with this. So if there's going to be a day 3 video, I may not be recording here for the next couple days, depending on the weather, because it's supposed to be storming here, I think, in a couple days. So there may not be a day 3 video for a couple days. So yeah, getting a few things ready. By the way, if anyone's curious about the desktop background, it's Jackal from Nikkei. I know she's pale. I couldn't find a better. I couldn't find a better background. So I'll try to update that off video. Create installation media. It's already upgraded to Windows 10. It's just a shame that I messed up the OEM on it. And I'm not paying a bunch of money just to get that fixed. Even the Acer disk-to-disk recovery is broken too. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna be paying a bunch of money just to get that issue resolved. Downloading Windows 10. I'm sweating again. It's actually, this is what's crazy. Hold on one second. Hold on a second. Let me see that. 83 degrees, and it's February 11th. It's kind of abnormal. Well, maybe it's not abnormal. Well, because we're in the South, I'm in the South, whatever. It's not surprising that it's really warm down here in February. I think we're supposed to be having another cold front here by the end of the week, I think. Maybe next week, I don't know. So it's just really this time of year. And same thing at the end of every year where the temperatures alternate between, we end up having warm fronts, cool fronts, and it alternates between those two. That's why everybody's staying sick right there. It's very humid in my room too because, well, I don't have a dehumidifier. The AC was just running earlier, but now it's not running. So, yeah. But like I said, what happened was it downloaded Windows 10 no problem, but when it was installing it on the SSD, it was stuck at 91%, and that's when that drive had catastrophic failure. But like I said, I think it's because we shouldn't be using SSDs on a SATA IDE to USB. It's mostly meant for HDDs, so I think that's the problem. And I'm trying to be careful. I hate for this drive to go bad too. It was already kind of warm when I was cutting and pasting the files from day one onto this drive. Because like I said, I can't copy and paste. I'm sorry, cut and paste it to this Samsung SSD because that's got like 16 gigs free, and that ain't gonna fly. So, in ordering I looked for a 2 terabyte SSD. Those are like $300, and I said no. I'm not paying that much. It's like $300 or so for a 4 terabyte SSD. I wonder if they make 4 terabyte SD cards. Would that be cheaper? Nope. Probably not. So, or a flash drive. Maybe that would work. 4 terabyte flash drive. Like the speaker icon is back, as you can see down here. It wasn't there before because, like I said, someone put the wrong type of programs on this computer, and then it messed up the audio. But for whatever reason, I uninstalled one of the junk programs, and it brought the audio back. So that's a good sign. But I'm going to get this whole PC a fresh install. I'm not going to go through all the pictures. There are some pictures on here and whatnot, but respectively, I'm not going to go through it and show it on video to, don't want to be exposing everyone's privacy. Although there was some pictures of a man on here, but I don't know if I'm going to remember to blur it out or not. But I deleted those. I should have just deleted those right away. There's a passport ID on here as well. So yeah, good. Like I said, smart move not to connect to internet in case there were potential viruses and whatnot. So, yeah, enough I'm sorry for rambling too much and not doing much progress. Don't worry, there's still more to come. Okay, so it's creating Windows 10 media. And let's hope this SD card doesn't go bad as well. Even though this SD card, it appears to be a little slower compared to the SanDisk. I'm not sure how many MIPS or megabytes per second this one is, but this one's 100 megabytes per second, I think is what it said. Yep. So this one, the SanDisk one's a little bit faster compared to that Walmart brand one. And if I had like a 8 gigabyte flash drive instead of this 4 gigabyte I had for a long time, it'd be a lot better. So, just hate to have catastrophic failure with this drive. It shouldn't, I mean, it should be fine. Unlike the 2 terabyte HDD, which, yeah. Alright guys, well I'm going to let this do it. I'm going to let this do its thing. I will come back in a little bit and we'll try to do a recovery on this PC. So yeah, see y'all in just a little bit. Alright everyone, so the Windows 10 installation media is successfully made, so we can finish that. Because apparently it was unsuccessful trying to create it to an SSD. So now what we want to do is come down here, click on that arrow, safely remove, check USB mass storage, and then safely remove it. It's very smart. Especially, I really like how it does this on a SATA ID to USB adapter, because I did not know about this at the time, but if you eject it with an HDD plugged into it, it'll actually shut the hard drive off, and you shut the power off, and yeah, I didn't know about that at the time. So, yeah. Alright, I think we're going to try to do the recovery here. We're going to go back to Windows 7, and usually, so when you, like, after you get done reinstalling Windows 7, you have to, you have to activate the product key, or activate Windows 7, I should say, in order to get the Windows 10 installation started. So yeah, that's a very important step, is to activate Windows 7 before you, install Windows 10. Sorry, my brain blacked out for a second. So yeah, let's see what we can do here. Because this, also, if you haven't seen day one, this PC is from, this was last used in 2020, 5 years ago. So, that's just, we don't need no, I don't really want no hardware scan. Not when I'm trying to, not when I'm in the middle trying to recover. Come on, man. Let me see if I can stop that real quick. Of course, I get interrupted. Let me see if I can. How do I stop this? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone. All right, so let's try to do the. Let's try this again. It is running a little slow, like I said. No surprise. No, it's not going to check for updates because somehow it has Microsoft Works 9 on it. That's kind of crazy. Let's go to recovery. And what you want to do, you don't want to do reset this PC. You want to go to advanced startup, restart now. Excuse me. Should restart when it says please wait. Then you got to troubleshoot recovery tool. This comes in handy, especially when you have the OEM on it. I think that's what my Acer Nitro 5 had, but it did not work, unfortunately. Because, well, it did work, then I wasn't liking what I was seeing, so I used Windows 10 installation media, and that's what screwed it all up. So we're going to go back to Windows 7. I know, I'm sure JK18 is going to be mad that I'm bringing this back to Windows 10 right away. But hey, Windows 10 honestly is ending support here soon anyways. But I'm not, I know this PC ain't going to be eligible for Windows 11. I know that by a fact. But this not laptop, why do I keep calling it laptop? This PC from 2010, there's no way Windows 11 is going to work on it. I mean, my Acer Nitro 5 is eligible for Windows 11. No, I'm not upgrading to that. Uh-oh, I think it froze here. No, it's a disk light solid. It should restart here in a moment. There it goes. Because the BIOS for like the post, there is no recovery option. Even though I pressed F12, there is no recovery option during post. So unless I press the wrong hotkey. Why are you revving up for this time? It's like I let my laptop idle and the fans want to start revving up. That didn't work. What happened here? Try recovery. Try it again. Recovery tool. What? Wow. That's unfortunate. That's not good. And a system image recovery is not going to work neither. Wow. Is like the recovery partition broken or something? Huh. Maybe I do have to reset this PC after all. Let me just continue and see what happens. It's going to go back to Windows 10, I bet. Yep. Huh, that's very unfortunate. So is the recovery partition not working right or something? I'm not sure, guys. But that's okay. I mean, at least I have the Windows 7 installation DVDs. Even though it's partially scratched, I'm not sure if it's going to work. Yep, it's going straight back to Windows 10. Yep. Maybe I need to do that under Windows. I'm not sure, guys. Because the recovery's not working on here, apparently. We might just have to reset this PC. Usually you can go back to the original OS, no problem. But for whatever reason, it doesn't want to work on here. Like, maybe I can try it under Support Assist. I don't know, guys. Because I don't, like I said, I don't think there's any hotkey option to do recovery. I've tried it. And like I said, this is Dell Inspiron 560. I'm not sure. All it has is a setup or boot options. If I go to boot options, it's always going to have the diagnostics. Whatever program. Maybe I should have fertilization turned on. I don't know, guys. I mean, fertilization should be on. That way, if you're running... Well, that's only easy if you're running multiple OSs, which... I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, we all know it's out of warranty, as you can see there. Only had a one-year warranty. Expired on May 9th, 2011. So, yeah, that's not helping me any, so we'll exit that. I don't know why the recovery's not working. You know, I hate to use Windows 10 installation tool and then it messes up the OEM again. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to do that. I don't think Dell Dock's going to do anything. Yep, it's going to install. Well, it's never been installed before. Okay, then. Yep, yeah, that's not going to do nothing. Don't have the disk for it. Fatal error, yep. System detect isn't going to do nothing either. Oh, maybe it will. No, I don't think it will because I'm not connected to the internet. Yeah, nothing. Because I'm not connected to the internet. I'm not going to connect to the internet in case there's viruses on here and malware and all that mess. That's very unfortunate. The recovery's not working. I don't know why. I might just have to do... Let's go to advanced startup again. I might just have to do reset this PC after all, which I really don't want to do in case that messes up the OEM. Let's try troubleshoot again. Go to advanced options and... Nope, we don't want to do that. I'll try recovery tool one more time, but I don't think it's going to do anything. It's just going to not load right. Because like I said, the recovery partition may not be working right. So, yeah, I think it's going to do the same thing. It tries to load the recovery, but it's unsuccessful. Let's see here. And like I said, oh, why is this out of place now? Okay, there. Yeah, see, it's going to do the same thing, I bet. Yep. So, that's unfortunate. I'm going to try to do some research and see if I can get into the recovery, because this ain't working. Yeah, so shut it off. Let me try to do some research. Okay, I'm just going to show what happens if I turn this on, tap F12 until something happens. The hard drive's got to come up. See, all it has is this. Just a boot option. It does not have boot to utility partition. But what happens if I do that? This is what happens. That's all you get. That's not gonna work. And if I go to F2, there's really not much on here that has like a recovery. And I don't think this BIOS is up to date neither, in my opinion. This never had a BIOS update. So, I'm not sure. That's not going to work. Yeah, so, really, there's not much you can do here. Because F12, like I said, does not give an option to... So I might just have to use the Windows 7 installation DVD after all. And who knows if this DVD drive, CD-DVD drive I should say, even works. But I guess I do have the product key for the original one, just in case. I think that's what I'll do, so... Yeah, this disc is not the greatest, but it works somehow. So let's try this. Hope the laser on that drive doesn't need clean, because who knows when it was last used. You know what? Scratch that. I do have a laser lens cleaner, and I'm just gonna scratch that for a minute. Let me grab something here real quick. So this is really good and useful that I use sometimes. I just want to use this first, just to ensure the lens are all clean. I'm just gonna go back to Windows 10 because there's sound now. There wasn't sound before. And usually what you want to do is run track 2 for a minimum of 20 seconds. Sounds like the drive is working good. We'll see here in just a moment. This is probably going to take a little bit longer. So yeah, the recovery tool is apparently unsuccessful, which that's no surprise. It's probably corrupted if I had to guess. So, and I don't know which media player it's even going to use on here. Because I know there's no VLC media player or any of that. So let's see. It should have read the drive or the disk. Excuse me. Yeah, and it did. So it's probably going to open under the. Oh, it actually opens it under the old school Windows. Never mind. I guess it's not going to work. Hold on. Let me try to connect headphones to it. Okay, there we go. I just plugged in headphones and now it should work. Let's try it now. Yep.
Thank you for selecting the Maxell CD340 Laser Lens Cleaner. For your CD player's protection and longevity, we suggest you clean your player once a week to ensure its optimum playing performance. To clean, select track 2 at any time during this message. Play track 2 for a minimum of 20 seconds. During the cleaning process, you will hear a tone. At the end of 20 seconds, press stop or switch to track 3 and enjoy the music. The cleaning process is complete.
I hope that music isn't copyrighted. Now my camera's way out of focus. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's done. We can now eject it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do that in case the lens weren't cleaned enough. Because I've had some issues with that before. Alright, now I think we're ready to go to Windows 7. So let's do this. Let's unplug the headphone port again. Yeah, see, it's gonna. So the audio's working now. It wasn't working before because it had a junk program on here. I forgot to show that part, but okay. Disk is in. Making sure I didn't put the driver installation DVD in it, which I didn't. So now, listen to that drive come up to speed, eh? Alright, so now we want to restart. I'm going to try to. We got to go to F12. We got to press F12, excuse me, and then try to boot it from there. And hopefully it doesn't mess up the OEM because the recovery tool is broken. And after we activate Windows 7, we will upgrade this back to Windows 10. Which is a good thing I remembered to write down the product key just in case. Which you probably don't have to on a Windows 10. But it's best to just write it down just in case. But if it messes up the OEM, and it's not going to be a surprise. It's not the first time it happened. Yeah, it's still taking quite a while to restart. This is like abnormal. That's what I'm saying. Some people just need to use their heads and be careful what they install in here. Alright, so then I've got a F12. Okay, spamming F12 like crazy. And now what we want to do is go to here to DVD-RW. Press any key to boot from CD-DVD. Just like that. But yeah, like I said, I could have done reset this PC from Windows 10. I don't want to risk that. I just rather go back to the Windows 7 just to see what happens. And then go to Windows 10 for now. I'm not going to format it when I upgrade to Windows 10 because I've done that before on a different computer and the onboard graphics doesn't work. Because that computer's not really meant to be used for Windows 10. Starting Windows. I might just leave it on Windows 7. I'm not sure yet. Yep. I do need to, well, if I do decide to setup is installing, or starting, I should say. The AC just came on, so that's a good sign because I'm sweating. I had to turn the ceiling fan down because I don't know how that was gonna. Ooh, is this 64-bit or 32-bit? Let me check that. I'm just gonna assume that it's a 64-bit, so we want to select the Windows 7 Home Premium because that's what it is. Accept these terms and conditions. Custom. See, like I said, there is a recovery partition, but it's not working. And do I want to do a recover? Do I want to format the drive? I think I'm just going to leave it alone because just in case. If I don't like what I see, then the partition just like might contain files. No, actually, I think we want to format it. Yeah, I think we're just going to format it because I don't want a Windows.old file. And like I said, if it messes up the OEM, which it shouldn't, then it is what it is. We'll format it. There we go. So now that's formatted. Because I don't want a Windows.old file. It's just not going to be the greatest. And this is going to take some time, so I will come back once we're all said and done here. Gotta love that vibration sound. You know it's working hard. 59% complete, as you can see now, just hitting 60 and so on. Just about done here. And just like I said, hope it doesn't even if it messes up the OEM, it wouldn't be a surprise, but it shouldn't. As long as you enter the right product key or whatever. So, and just about done here. Expanding Windows files. It's just about done with that, I should say. So yeah. Alright guys, it just finished. Well, I didn't even get a chance to select that, but it's on Windows 7. It's really not going to matter now because I've already formatted the drive. I don't know why it's still wanting Windows 10. Setup is updating registry settings. You have to excuse the camera going in and out of focus because that's what happens with a dark, mostly blacked out screen. Setup is starting services. It's crazy how it still gives you a Windows 10 option, although it's, like I said, even though the drive is already formatted. But I probably should have enabled fertilization in BIOS, but that's really not necessary, I don't think. If it prompts for a product key, then yeah, I'm going to have to enter it. Thankfully, it's on the top of this PC. Maybe I should have started with the HP after all, since that one's a lot cleaner. Well, despite except for the case, that's not the cleanest, but it wasn't covered. It wasn't covered in dust like this Dell Inspiron was. Restarting once again. Nope, never mind. Just, getting all the drivers installed, I guess, or some of the drivers. Oh, I hope it doesn't ask for a product key. Now, there is this one issue where it doesn't want to activate using the product keys, or some bug where you have to call, like, Microsoft support just to enter a key or whatever. I forgot how that works. We'll see if it happens on this PC or not. Probably not. Completing installation. Sorry about the light glare. That's just my flashlight on my phone. I'm actually recording from my old phone, not my new phone, because there's not enough storage on my new phone. Because I have the game Nikkei, or Goddess of Victory Nikkei, installed. It's eating up too much storage. Both these phones I have are 256 gigabytes of storage. Even though there was an option for 512 gigabytes, which, I really don't want to get another phone like that unless I have to. I mean, it's way better than 128 gigabytes, that's for sure. Alright, I'll come back when this completes. Alright, setup will continue after restarting your computer. I do miss that that starting Windows logo right there. Setup is preparing your computer for first use. Well, it's not, technically speaking, it's not a first use, but okay. Checking video performance. This, like I said, this PC is optional for HDMI, but this monitor apparently does not have HDMI. I'm not sure if this is the same matching monitor with this PC or not. Really wish that wireless Dell mouse and keyboard would work, but like I said, I think I'm missing an adapter for it. Wants me to name. Let's just name it Jesse. Whoa, spelled my name wrong. I put 2 E's instead of 2 S's. I apologize. And now computer name. I think I'm going to put Dell i560 for that. So let's do Dell I, or maybe I should do a lowercase I, I'm not sure. 560. Or should I do an uppercase I? I don't know, guys. Sorry I'm not zoomed in, but there you go. Dell i560 Inspiron, because I don't know what the maximum characters can be. But that computer name's probably going to change when I upgrade this to Windows. I knew it was going to ask for that. I knew it. Okay, let me just type this in off camera. Alright, product key is activated. Help you protect. We'll just do recommended settings. And that's wrong, so let's do Central Time. That time is actually correct, so that's good. Even though it's not synced yet because I haven't connected to internet yet. I'm in Central Time, so Windows is finalizing settings. But I'm pretty sure the OEM and all that stuff's gone. Which that's not surprising. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. Preparing your desktop. Maybe it did keep the OEM, but I highly doubt it. Man, I do miss this era of Windows. Back in middle school, we had like, well, yeah, middle school we had like either Windows Vista, and then they eventually upgraded to Windows 7. Then when I got in high school, they had Windows 8 or 8.1, then they went to 10 before I graduated high school. So yeah, but at my elementary days, we had Windows XP. It looks like all the Dell OEM stuff is gone. Yep. I was afraid of that, but hey, it's not that big of a deal at all. I knew it was going to happen. It had to be done anyway. If I didn't do a recovery, it would have, or if I didn't format the drive, then now I'm wondering if the recovery will actually work. Probably not. I wonder if, I wonder if recovery will actually work. And now that I went back to Windows 7. If I go to System, I don't think it's going to show anything Dell related. Nope. That's what I figured. Okay. That's very unfortunate. Well, now let's get this connected to internet and see what happens here. Alright, so I got it connected to internet. We'll just do home network. By the way, I do have it bridged. So it's actually, the Wi-Fi and Ethernet adapters are bridged. So basically it's pulling Wi-Fi. And then what it does, you connect the Ethernet port to any other PC. And it'll actually work as that. I don't want to do no home group. Well, that's probably because it hasn't bridged completely yet. Is why that popped up. But it's wanting Windows 7 to activate. Let's see if it'll actually activate, or do I need to call system or Microsoft support? Yep, I was afraid of that. It's not invalid for activation. I entered the right. See, that's my problem with Windows 7. Every time I go to reinstall Windows 7, it claims the product key is invalid when it's not. So I guess I'll just do the automated phone system, and I'll get back with y'all when I'm done with this. Alright, so I was able to get Windows activated. However, with the recovery partition not working right for whatever reason, I don't have any of the Dell OEM stuff, which is very unfortunate. So I wonder what happens. Like, I've tried the Dell recovery, or the recovery partition, or whatever you want to call it, but it's not working, as I said. So, like I said, it's not a huge loss. It's really not that big of a deal. It just is what it is. So, yeah. What? Now we got to think what else to do now. Maybe we'll restart it. We'll just restart it, because why not? I still need to get the Windows 7 update agent installed, so I have to keep pausing there because of that clock. Yeah. Like, if I try to press F11, I don't think it's going to do anything. Or F10. Nope. Too late. Because it has no recovery option or hotkey for it. Very unfortunate. So, yeah. You know, maybe I should have reset this PC during Windows 10 after all, and maybe none of this would have got messed up. Now that I freaking think about it, Ah, so aggravating. Like the recovery partition, like I said, is not working. I don't know why it won't work. We're going to recovery, none of that's going to work. Advanced, oh, it's going to, there is no system image made, so. And I don't have any like the Dell disk or any of that mess. So yeah. But I think I'm gonna go back to Windows 10, even though there's, yeah, I could still do some things on Windows 7, but no, I'm tired of Windows 7 at this point. So yeah. Oh well, yeah. Like I said, I had to activate Windows, or else the Windows 10 installation will not work without it. So, anyways, we'll get that started here in just a moment. All right, we're gonna plug this. Nope, I can't put it in the front. Oh, Dell. Oh wait, there is an SD card reader, but I don't know if it's gonna work. If it's clocked with okay, we'll pretend I never have. It may or may not work. Let's see, but it's probably gonna require some drivers, if I had to guess. Oh, it detects it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be darned. It works. We can go ahead and eject this now. I'm not going to use the driver installation DVD because that potentially messes things up, so we're just going to leave that alone. I'm probably going to format the drive once again because I didn't really install much on here. And is it going to open? Oh, okay, the disk light is solid, so I should have disconnected and reconnected that SD card because it's probably got dust in the reader. Nothing's happening yet. Nothing happens. Maybe I got an outdated driver for the SD card reader. Does have 6 gig of RAM, as I mentioned in the last video. I think it's a 600 gigabyte hard drive. Probably got mismatched RAM, which is not good for any PC to have mismatched RAM. Disk light is solid, but nothing's happening, so I don't know if the SD card, it may not actually be supported for 32 gigs now that I think of it. Huh. Okay, I hate to unplug this here, but let's see. Actually, the disk light is not lit. I'm sorry. So nothing happened there. That's kind of strange. Yeah, I think there might be some dust clogged up in there. I'm just gonna eject it a couple times. But this SD card may not. Either it's because I don't have updated drivers or something. So we'll try it again. I might just have to use the USB to SD adapter. Nah, I don't think it's gonna do it. Because that SD card reader may not support 32 gigs. Alright, nothing happens. So let's try something else then. Alright, you guys saw nothing there with that product key. So let's try something different. Try to hook it up to one of these back USB ports, because it won't fit. It might have to be unplugged and come back in. Oh, there we go. Now we got something. Because like I said, that SD card reader might be outdated. And I don't want to have to install drivers for it right now. Let's try this. My stomach is growling. That's great. Now that should open, I think. Never mind, it's not. What's that about? Do I have to launch it from the BIOS? Because last time, I don't think launching the setup from BIOS works anymore. What's that about? Huh. It won't launch for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. Thought it used to work. Try to launch it from BIOS, but I don't think it's going to work. Generic mass storage. It's just going to have a black... Yep. That's all it's going to do is that. And if I press space, it's going to reboot. Or not. So yeah, apparently launching the setup from BIOS doesn't work anymore. I'm not sure why. Or maybe I need to give it time to load. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see there it doesn't work. All you get is a blank flashing cursor. So you saying I can't go back to Windows 10 now that I screwed up? Because it should be able to launch no problem. Guys, this is just going from bad to worse. Yeah, so that's not doing nothing. Let's just Control-Alt-Delete to restart. This is unfortunate. I did activate Windows, so it should still work. I don't know why it's refusing to launch. Maybe I need to update Windows 7 first, and then it'll probably work. Which, you know, that's going to take a long time, because it's got to install all them updates. I'll try it one more time here, but it's... Oh. We got an exclamation... Oh, okay, it went away. I was going to say there's an exclamation mark around that network icon. Nothing happens. Well, that's great. I thought it used to work. Alright, let me try to get the Windows 7 installation tool installed. Or, I'm sorry, the update agent, excuse me. We'll come right back. Alright, there is one more thing I want to try before I'm going to go back to the BIOS and switch that, what do you call it? That speed setting for the flat storage. And see if that does anything. I'm just about out of battery here, so I'm going to have to take a break from this. And let my phone charge. Where is it under? No, it's not that. USB to... Let's switch that back to full speed and see if that does anything. Because that might be part of the problem. Let's see. So yeah, fix that real quick. Still no recovery option. Which I'm kind of disappointed. And we'll see if that works. Okay, so let's see if it'll actually work this time. Probably not. Nope. Huh, I don't know what that's all about. Well, I guess we're stuck on Windows 7 then. It's very unfortunate. Alright, well, now that I got the Windows 7 update agent installed on this flash drive, I'm going to try to install it on here. And after that, I'm going to get all this up to date off camera, take a break from this, let my phone charge. SanDisk, yep. So let's go under computer. Do the Windows 6.1 agent. Standalone installer. Yes. Because otherwise Windows 7 updates will not work without this. It really would be a shame if I can't get this back to Windows 10, but, you know, hey, at least JK18 would be proud for once. I'll just have to remember to do reset this PC option next time instead of going back to the original OS. Because, like I said, it would have if the recovery would be working, but apparently it's not. Yeah, we'll restart now. That's another thing I despise of Windows 7. Instead of it saying shutting down, instead of it saying restart, it says shutting down. I can't even speak today. So now all the updates should be coming in after all this is said and done. I didn't put Firefox or anything on here yet, because I know Windows Internet Explorer isn't going to work. Alright. So, yeah. What am I doing? Control panel. Windows Update. It should work here, hopefully. And let's actually go under... Oh, that's right. It doesn't have the option for the receive optional products from Microsoft or whatever, so it doesn't have that option. Because usually it would have you receive updates for Windows only. Usually it does have an option to receive Windows and other Microsoft stuff, whatever it's called. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop filming here for now, take a break, let this phone charge up some more, and I will see you later. Alright guys, it's been about an hour later, and look at all those updates. 171, even some driver updates. Gotta update that's the Ethernet driver, I believe. That's done. Microsoft.NET Framework. So this is probably going to take a while. I'm not sure if this is going to go back to Windows 10 yet, because like I said, I tried to launch the setup program and it wouldn't open for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Even launching it from the BIOS is no go neither, or I should say from the boot menu. So yeah, like I said, big mistake. I should have just done reset this PC instead of going back to Windows 7. And yeah, that's very unfortunate. And don't worry, I will be getting into this other PC here later on, so just stay tuned for that. But as of right now, this is going to take a long time to install. So just wanted to make this quick update segment. I will see y'all later on. Alright, it's been a few hours later, and as you can see, Most updates are installed. Some of them have failed, which that's no surprise, because you basically got to restart it a couple times and then restart the updates, is what I'm saying. But the problem is, it still will not install Windows 10. I'm not sure what that's about. So, yeah. So the OEM is messed up on it because the recovery apparently was not working for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But it's fine. Like I said, not a huge loss. Hopefully the HP computer I don't have to do the same, but I'll remember next time. If it's a Windows 10 computer, I'll just do reset this PC from now on, instead of going back to the original OS. So, yeah. We'll let this do its thing here. It's gonna probably take some time. If I'm able to get this upgraded back to Windows 10, I will do an update of it. If not, then it just is what it is. The setup program is refusing to launch. Or I probably could just download it, the tool. I could just cut and paste the tool to the flash drive and then cut and paste it to the downloads folder, documents, whatever, and launch it from there. So I could just do that. Yeah, anyways, that was just a quick update. We'll see y'all later. Alright everyone, good news. Windows is now all up to date. As you see there. I'm going to try to put Dell Support Assistant on here since I don't have any of the Dell OEM stuff anymore, which is very unfortunate. I should have just reset this PC while it was in Windows 10 previously. I want to see if I can get Dell Support Assist installed on here. Nah. Well, I was afraid of that. It's because it's not the right version. I was afraid of that. Okay, so we might just have to upgrade this to Windows 10 after all and install it from there. So, speaking of installing from Windows 10, check this out. Ta-da! It works. I don't think I was getting that prompt before. Yep, that works now. But let me cancel it again. I've already canceled it once off camera. It's really a shame that all the Dell OEM stuff is gone. So yeah, we can exit that kind. I might just leave it on Windows 7. That will make JK18 even happier. For once. Is what I'm saying. Looks like all the drivers are installed, all that kind. But just for bonus purposes, why don't we go ahead and go into Performance Information Tools and rate this computer and see what we're working with. I have no onboard graphics card or any of that. But other than that, this computer is rolling, even though the OEM is not. You get what I mean. I'll come back when this finishes. Alright, and the results are in. Oops, I was too close there. So we have a tie, 6.2 for both processor and RAM. Graphics got a 4.3. Gaming graphics 3.5, which makes sense because I don't have a graphics card in it. Primary hard disk is 5.9. So yeah, no surprise that the gaming graphics has got a low score. Actually a low score, shoot. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be doing much gaming on this PC anyways. So yeah, I just thought I might do a assessment on that. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to upgrade this to Windows 10. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Although the Dell OEM stuff is gone, I'm not too upset about it. So, yeah. So I need to eject, let's see, I need to eject my removable storages here. So eject that, and then eject the flash drive. So now we can just, well, if I can find it here, plug that and this, and we'll just leave it as that for now. I have not put any other programs on here yet. I doubt I'm going to do all that. So yeah, this is all rolling. Let's see here. We can, yeah, turn that off, turn that off. All good. Alright, well, there's really not that much else to do here. So, anyways, that's going to wrap up day 2. And hopefully day 3 I will get to working on this other computer. Day 3 may not be recorded. Probably the rest of this week, depending on the weather. So it'll have to be done another time. But yeah, this has been a Dell Inspiron 560. All set and ready to go. And the audio does work. I know I haven't tried like the rear audio and stuff like that yet. I'm going to assume that it works fine. I mean, it should. Oh yeah, there is no second drive there, even though it is optional for a second DVD CD DVD drive. It doesn't have the second one, even though I've seen some PCs that are optional for that, but this one's not one of them. Alright, well, this wraps up Dell not Dell Ultiplex, I'm sorry, Dell Inspiron 560. So yeah, I don't even know if Dell Support Assist will work on Windows 7 or not. Probably not. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and shut her down now. I don't have speakers hooked up or anything, so. Oh, wait, you know what? I didn't mean to do that. Dang it. I still had to run disk cleanup and whatnot. But that's okay. I can do it off camera. It's not that big of a deal. So, alright, well, that's going to do it for day 2, like I said. And hopefully we'll work on this HP Pavilion some other time. See y'all then.